Hello, welcome to day 6 of our 12 Days of Christmas with Retro Gaming Revival, our countdown to Christmas 2021. And today we are asking the panel, which Christmas film would you like to see made into a game in 2021? Ooh, what a question. So we'll pass straight over to Nintendo Lee.
Wow. So I think with the resurgence of games that look old, so when you've got games like Blazing Chrome and Coffee Crisis and all these kind of games that just have that old 16-bit vibe about them, especially the Stranger Things game as well, I would love to do Elf, but in a sort of 16-bit style. So it could be a platformer where you're constantly sort of in the first bit, sort of, he starts off as a kid in getting into Santa's sack and going into Elfland, and just all the sort of silly levels you could do with that. Like that's like classic 16-bit material for me, jumping around like the candy cane lands and all that kind of stuff. And there could be sort of like a Terminator 2 arcade games section where you're like throwing the snowballs at all the bullies when you're in Central Park.
Oh yeah.
All building up to that final level where all the different bits of Santa's sleigh are like strewn across Central Park, and you're having to like constantly try and jump around, find them all before you can eventually, fly off at the end with Father Christmas. So for me, I'd do Elf, but modern but old, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It makes perfect sense. And Triangle Face.
So mine will be Gremlins, because I think Gremlins is a great Christmas movie. So what I've thought it would be, so picture this, we've got it takes place at the same time as the movie of Gremlins, but it doesn't follow the characters from that film. It's set in the same time. After the scene where the Gremlins get in the swimming pool and then like just loads of Gremlins descend upon the town, unbeknownst to us, one of the Gremlins has gone in a different direction and has gone off to a different area, and we follow a kid who lives in the town that this other Gremlin's gone to and started spreading Gremlins around. So you're a kid, so you have no access to like weapons and things like that. The parents don't believe you, and you've got to try and save the town by killing all the Gremlins. Imagine something a bit akin to Ape Escape. So rather than capturing all the apes, you've got to go off and kill all the Gremlins in different areas. You break into houses. It's Christmas Eve, so there's presents under the tree. You've got to open up the presents and see if there's any useful items, and you can craft things and do things again to fight the Gremlins. You might get trapped in a house and have to do like a bit of an escape room puzzle to get out. So it's a bit of puzzle solving, a bit of platforming, bit of a combat system.
Is there turn-based fighting?
No turn-based fighting. That's a 3D platform again. There will be. You might have to set traps like Home Alone style. So if you want to set traps to capture them, you would have a bike level where you'd have to use some. A lot of kids get bikes for Christmas. One of the kids got a bike on the tree. You have to get on the bike and like chase after the Gremlins down the street. And they'll be just full of, because obviously it's set in the 80s, tons of 80s Easter eggs and tropes and things like that. And all the items under the Christmas tree would all be Christmas presents that kids in the 80s would have been getting. So there'd be loads of little fun nods to various things that were popular in that time for kids' toys.
Dude, I'd buy that game.
A lot of thought into that.
I'd buy that game.
Brilliant.
I think someone should make that. If you're watching, make this game, but make sure you give Tim writing credit.
Some people may think that you were provided with that question before this stream, but you weren't. So
yeah,
it was a very, very well thought out answer.
That's good idea.
Very good. And Blunners.
Well, thanks. I've got to go after that. There's only one Christmas film that could be turned into a game for me, because my daughter is Christmas mad and we watch it all the time, constantly. We had to go round near yours, Ryan, last night because apparently he was there, and it's the Grinch. So here's the Grinch. So for me, like Ollie, it'd be a SNES 16-bit bit, but the main bit for me would be going and nicking other kids' presents. So it'd be like jumping down into their houses and having to do all these levels where you're stealing presents away. But then at the end, you have a sudden change of heart and you love everyone again. So yeah, I think for me, it would have to be the Grinch.
That'd be really cool, though. I think, like you're jumping down all the chimneys to like steal the presents, and having like the parents come down and like chase you out, and you have to kind of every time they hit you, you like drop a present, and you've got to see how many you can get out before you can get to the next one. I'd play that as well.
That would be cool.
These are great choices.
Yeah. So the Grinch, I've I feel sorry for the Grinch because he just wanted to live a nice, peaceful life. But these
on his own.
idiots were like, "Come on, come down." He's like, "No, I just want to get on with my life."
I think there was
Leave me
Jim
alone.
Carrey
Yeah.
did like a tweet about the Grinch. Obviously, he played the Grinch in that one, and he said
Yeah.
the Grinch didn't hate Christmas; he hated people, and that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Don't blame him. Don't blame him.
There we are, said from the man.
Yeah.
We're getting some good choices here. So Dorbs and I are going to struggle to follow these. So Dorbs, what would your choice be?
Obviously, the greatest Christmas film ever, Bernard and the Genie. It's you've probably never seen it, but I
Never
would
even heard of
thoroughly
it.
recommend it. It's fantastic. It's got Lenny Henry in it.
You're already put
Oh,
off.
mate.
The bloke
It
who
does
played,
have
was it
Lenny Henry.
Nightshade in X-Men? I can't remember his name. Alan someone.
Oh, Alan Cumming.
Yep, he's in it.
It's nice to know Lenny Henry done something other than comic relief every few
Yeah.
years. So
Yeah, he's really good at it. He's really good. Rowan Atkinson's in it.
oh, okay.
Nervous Neris from Only Fools and Horses. She's in it. Keith Allen's brother. He's in it.
I'll have to look it up. What's it called?
And-
Bernard's what?
Bernard and a Genie. So Trevor McDonald's in it. Melvin Bragg's in it. So yeah, it's a star-studded cast. It's a brilliant game. Brilliant film even. So yeah, but also in it is Gary Lineker as well. So I'm thinking there could be a level where you have a penalty shootout against Gary Lineker
with the John Barnes penalty shootout mechanism.
Yeah,
trigonometry.
Yeah,
Got to get your set squares out and your protractors and your
exactly,
compasses and everything. Like, yeah, mate.
I'm like,
Oh my! Have you seen the picture of it? Have you seen it? You have
It's
to
a
get it
classic.
up. Man.
There it is. Yeah, it's a classic, mate. Honestly, it's so good.
Amazing.
And Bob Geldof's in it as well. So maybe
What-
you
what-
got a level.
Team Intel.
level
Then
we
how
got
did-
to watch
What
or
about
something?
Major? Major in it?
No, he's not in it, mate. He never gets enough
No.
credit, Major. But no,
He
But what
never
kind of
does.
game would it actually be? Would it be a turn-based RPG?
no, definitely not.
It'd be a turn-based RPG.
It'll be, well, one level can be a sort of a flying level because there's a magic carpet in there. One, he's getting chased by at the beginning he's getting chased by a wizard because he's just killed his daughter by accident. There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle in it as well, so you could have a fighting level in there. So yeah, I think Bernard and the Genie, definitely for me, 100%.
Based on that picture that Blanche just put up, it strikes me as being a Commodore 64 type game, if I'm honest.
It's got to be.
Yeah,
The Master Race.
absolutely. But I don't know if you've seen it, but it's on YouTube. I thoroughly recommend it. It is brilliant. It's only
Oh,
on
67
YouTube?
minutes.
So no
on
one's
YouTube,
even
yeah.
put in a copyright strike on it. It's that
Not yet.
good.
There's always time. There's always time. But yeah, it's a fantastic film. Watch it.
Okay.
Brilliant film.
Yeah, I will
Bernard
check
and
it
the
out.
Genie.
And I would pick, I don't know if anyone's ever seen this film, a film called The Night Before. Can you all see
Oh
that?
yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I've seen the trailer for it. I've not actually watched it.
Yeah.
Which
I've
is
seen the trailer.
which is my favourite Christmas film, which has got Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Anthony Mackie in it. And
Great cast.
yeah, really, really funny film. If you've not seen it, it is by far my favourite Christmas film. And every Christmas Eve they go out, they do lots of drugs, drink, and and it just follows their story of that night. So my idea of the game would be sort of in the Grand Theft Auto style, maybe Grand Theft Auto 3. You've got to survive the Christmas Eve night on a drug and drink bender, but you've got to avoid being arrested, you've got to avoid gang members, etc. So yeah, and you've got to make it to Christmas morning, and if you do that, you complete the game. And I think we could do it in real time as well, so you could do the solid sort of 12 hours,
Yeah.
and your character would get more and more kind of unstable and
Throwing up.
I like it. Yeah.
the night
I
goes
like
on.
to be like 24.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I would pick.
Do you
And
know,
no doubt
I
we
would
see
play-
these games on E4 soon as well.
I would play all of those games. I
Yeah,
think they're all great
I would too.
suggestions. I would genuinely play every single one of them.
I can really
Fantastic.
envision the
Choices.
elf game that you described. I can see that happening, like the collecting stuff in Central Park for the sleigh in that sort of graphic style. I can
Yeah.
see that being made. Actually caters to a game far more than I thought it would. When you said elf, it's like, not sure if that would really cater to a game. Then you start describing all these levels, like, oh, actually, it does cater to a game quite easily.
Oh, by the way,
That'd be
Bernard
good
and the
fun.
Genie's on in the background as well. There you go.
Oh, Bernard and the Genie.
There it is. This is
Okay.
the end bit. He's getting
Any
sent home
Christmas
now. It's very
crackers?
sad.
Okay, yeah. Before we go, I've got a Christmas cracker. What
You had to ask,
athlete?
Blunders.
What athlete is warmest in winter? No, a long
No.
jumper. Well, I thought it was funny anyway. Okay, well, join us tomorrow where we have got Dorbs' topic.
Ooh.
What game would you like made into an Xmas jumper? The topics get better and better. So
Yeah.
join us tomorrow. Until then,
I said that as a joke.
okay, well, join us
It's
tomorrow
backfired.
for day 7
Oh.
of the RGR 12 Days of Christmas. Merry Christmas.